report on any county-related issues, you're welcome to do so at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
Morning, ma'am.
I'm Jody Yancey Sandoval. I am the founder and executive director of Teens Grounded. And I'm really just here to share a resource with you guys today that I'm hoping that you can help us pass on through the community. C3 Victory and Teens Grounded have come together collaborating for an after-school community homework club. This homework club is free to the public. It is 6th through 12th grade, really trying to reach those junior high and high school students. It's free, and we give snacks and dinner provided. So I'm hoping that you guys can share that. I did bring some flyers.
Oh, wonderful.
Is there anywhere I can place these?
Sure,
where
you
we
can bring them up here. We'll take some of those from you. Thank you very much.
So, Jody, if you don't mind, tell us where this takes place.
It's located at C3 Victory, 1604 East Crestwood Drive. We also have computers for our students. And I know students don't always have homework, but our hope in this is to create a safe space for junior high and high school students and be able to really create mentors for them as well. I know you guys have been seeing a lot of stuff, you know, kids getting in trouble at school. And I just really want to see more of the public surround our students in the good things and not just call out when they're doing bad things. So please, we take monetary donations. You can go to our Teens Grounded website and, Facebook page to give to that. And we also just need manpower. So if you just want to come and hang out, you don't have to be the smartest person in the room. I think we all know there's Google and Chat GT and all kind of stuff. Sometimes they just need kind of, hey, have you tried this or have you done that? Or just somebody in the room listening to them. So I encourage you, if it's teenagers is something that's been placed on your heart, I'd love for you to come out. It's from 3 to 6 on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Thank you, Jody.
Thank you. Thank you so
very
much.
All right,
Appreciate
thank
For
you.
your work with this, appreciate
Yes,
you.
this is awesome.
Other comments this morning?
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Lenny.
I just want to let you know Texas A&M Victoria, it's planning on having a aviation day at the airport on November 8th. That's a Saturday. It'll be from 9 to 12.
Okay.
We have been able to put together a good group of aircraft. I invited the Navy, invited the Air Force, Coast Guard. Hopefully the government is open by then. If it is shut down still, then the military will not come. But we have a lot of private aircraft, jets, turboprops from local owners and a couple of owners coming from other airports to display in honor of Texas A&M University. And what they're trying to do is
Right.
trying to drum up their degree in aviation that will start partially in spring and full blood in the fall next year. So they will have a degree in aviation management and also a degree in flying, concentration in airline pilots. So we're very excited about that, and all
Yeah.
of you are invited. It's a come and go between 9 and 12, November 8th.
November 8th.
Excellent. Thank you, Lenny.
It'll be at the FBO.
That's awesome.
Other comments this morning? Good morning, Paige.
I just wanted to come up and say I'm so excited, and our office is very excited. We got our new postage machine in and installed, so we are now running the same postage that we did.
All right.
But we have a new machine doing it.
There you go.
Excellent.
Thank you, ma'am.
Morning, Mr. Vondera.
Good morning, Commissioners, Judge, I'm Michael
You've been hiding
Bondra.
out.
Welcome back.
Everything was working good, thanks to you, so there's no reason to come, you know.
All right. I'll take it.
I live at 2107 North Bend, Jordan, and lately there's been lots of loose dogs, loose violent dogs. And just on the way to Commissioner's Court, there was 3 dogs, and these are dogs that attack people. There's been 10 dog attacks in the last 30 days over at Salvation Army, and one is documented, and it's at Salvation Army in New AC Street, and there's people that live along the fence line and they feed the dogs, and just last week, 2 of them attacked me while I was on my bicycle, and I had to get off my bike and shoo them off because I couldn't outrun them. You know, they're fast, you know.
You couldn't outrun them?
I tried, I outride them, I tried, you know, and I was on my A game, you know. But anyway, a lot of people that's homeless, they don't report it to animal care services or the police. And there's been 10 dog bites, and these aren't documented. One employee at the Salvation Army was attacked, and as I was coming this morning, 2 are living on the grounds at the Salvation Army and 1 on the fence line. And you'll usually see them at 5 p.m. Because that's when supper is at the Salvation Army. You know, they'll eat anything, donuts or pastries, whatever's left over. But I do wish someone could take charge of that, and the police and animal care services have came. And today they're supposed to do a dog raid on Jecker and Park Street. As you know, it's been in the news and stuff, and we have a dog hoarder. I think he has 20 dogs, and I don't know if you know this, but they passed a new law with the old city attorney where you can have as many dogs as you want. You know, it used to be 4, that's the state law, but they passed a law saying you can have as many. If you want to have 20, it's legal. And I wish Allison Lacey could change that law back to the old way where you could only have 4. And I think that's the reason they passed it, was that's what people wanted. And maybe they had dog breeders that wanted to have more. I don't know the full extent, but I wish it would be the same as the state law, only 4. And also voting is November the 4th, in 8 days from today. And I wish the deputies and the police officers could check on the sex offenders. They're supposed to be in on October the 31st, either where they live or with the probation officer, because, you know, there's more sex offenders in Victoria County and Victoria. And congratulations on Deputy Chuck Young on his job with the Sheriff's Department. Thanks, and have a good morning.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
They did have compliments on Facebook against, on Mark and everything.
Of course. Other comments this morning? Looks like Mark.
All right, I feel like I should address the court on these dog attacks. As he stated, there may be dog attacks we don't know about. I can't do anything about it. If it's not documented, it didn't happen. It was in the news recently that there's dog attacks on Jecker, and they keep using this word attack. We've had 3 bites on Jecker this year, and one of them was to the lady who lost her dog this weekend. It was her dog that bit somebody. So just to clarify, the address we're dealing with on Jecker, where the guy has a large amount of dogs, as he said, it's legal within the city to own as many dogs as you want. None of his dogs have bit any people. They have not. We have no, that we know of, that have been reported. So we are dealing with this issue. A Good Samaritan came forward and bought a bunch of fencing for him, which was put up this weekend. He needs a little bit more, so I have another person that's offered to pay for more fencing and help erect it. But and then they also, you might have seen an article in the Crossroads today that they stated our bites are on the rise. We're at exactly the same level today as we were for the last 4 years, which is 27 bites a month, which is actually low for a city our size. So we keep track of all this stuff. We respond as we can within the parameters of law. I can't just walk in and take somebody's dogs because he has too many or because they keep getting out. The only recourse for removing an animal from a property is when it attacks a person or there's cruelty going on in treatment. So public has a broad misunderstanding of what an attack is, and but we are dealing with it. We had an officer there at 7:15 this morning, so we've been there every day, and we'll keep being there, trying to keep it from getting worse. But I just wanted to clarify that. Michael has not complained about dogs in quite a while, so it was not surprising to hear him today. And then again, anywhere where we have homeless encampments, the homeless encampments, there's a lot of rules being broken there. They're not known for following, laws or ordinances. So we do have a loose dog issue anywhere where there's homeless hanging out and encamped. So again, we're doing what we can do, and we try to do it all within the parameters of what we have to work with. So I just want the court to know we're fully aware of that situation.
Very good. Thank you, Mark.
And we had 20 adoptions this last week at PetSmart National
that's
Adoption
wonderful.
Week.
Right.
So
Well done.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Robin, you've been anxiously waiting.
I know.
I'm just always hanging out, waiting for my turn. Good morning. Just wanted to give a quick update on the GLO MetMod. Some of you may have seen I sent out an email. We did request an update on our contract for that project. early last week, and we received a response indicating, because it was the last update was second week of October. So we asked for an update last Monday, and now we're being told that we'll receive the contract in 2 to 3 weeks. So now we're looking at November 5th, the week of November 5th. So we're going to keep an eye on that as well and keep checking on it.
What exactly does the contract entail? I mean, a contract for what?
So when you get a grant award, you get that whole contract that tells you all of what your terms and conditions are, what
Okay.
your begin date, end date, what your budget is, what's allowable, what's not allowable. Some unfortunately are thicker than others. But what typically happens in these departments of the state is when they take a look at the grant contract, they're programmatic people. When they approve it, then it goes into the contract phase, which is the attorneys actually doing the legal part of the contract. So that's where it's been for the last number of weeks, is in the contract department.
Robin, are there any counties that are already processing their contracts?
100%, there are. So there is a number of reasons why we are not in that place. So we had a very large project, which is, problematic in some ways, because we divided up between the 4 of you guys so that we can do equal work in all the areas if possible, or at least try to get to that. So it takes a little longer to review. Our COG was one of the last ones to approve the actual distribution of funds. So that was also problematic. That put us towards the end of the line. So going through that part of disbursement of the funds and the group deciding how they were going to do that at the COG level, and that dragging out, then put us behind. So there are a lot of counties that are already doing it. There are counties, to my knowledge, in our area that are already up and running, and we are not. Also, just with them, it tends just to be a very slow process to get it approved.
Thank you, Robin.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and thank you, Robin, for your due diligence.
No problem,
and,
we'll just keep trying.
Holding their feet to
It's
the
coming,
fire.
I don't know
Yep.
when, but it's coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, Robin.
Yeah, so also, we have an agreement that we approved recently with a group from, a research group from Texas, North Texas State. Is that correct? And what they are doing is taking a look at the environmental impact of open space, which is, for example, like any open space in the county that we have removed homes from, in the flood areas, things of that nature. For buyouts, yes. So we have them spaced out all over the county. A lot of it's in like Greens Edition and that area out there where things were bought in flood of 98. So there are going to be some researchers that will begin just doing some documentation, to the best of my knowledge, flora, fauna, things of that nature, and anyway, what the impact is. So we put it through court, signed a memorandum of understanding with them that they could go out and do their research. So just to let everyone know, there's going to be different cycles of this. It's going to be over a period of 2 years. So we'll try to let everyone know. The sheriff's office has been notified in case anyone has questions about people that are doing observations on county's open space property. So, yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Morning, Rick.
All right.
Mine won't be as exciting as airplanes and
Oh, come on.
mail machines and dogs chasing people, but, so our office, we run what we call the Community Emergency Response Team, we're called the CERT team. So we had the pleasure this weekend of having 10 people attend that class with 3 instructors. And so we had a partnership with Citizens Medical Center, Texas Forest Service, as well as the County Fire Marshal's Office for some equipment that they donated. And so staff, shout out to Ralph Montez and Alex Partita, as well as Roel from Texas Forest Service. They held that class. And so the emergency response teams, the CERT emergency response teams help us engage our community members, to actively engage them in responses that we actually do, and it trains them up. And so we had an opportunity for a 24-hour course throughout the weekend. They were able to finish late yesterday afternoon and cram all that into 2 days worth of instruction. So those folks are the people that, if you remember the vaccine clinics and the testing sites, were there with us and instrumental as volunteers, offsetting some of our hours and helping us through those things. And I know the judge is shaking his head because he remembers those folks being out there at 6 o'clock in the morning, setting those places up, and at 6 o'clock at night breaking it down. So big shout out to the staff with our office for hosting that this weekend and really getting that off the ground. So that puts us at about 25 to 30 members strong. And so these are the folks that we can count upon and pull in during inclement weather centers, way that they opened up a safe room, whatever else. And so, once again, thank you to our staff and the people that were instrumental in that training program. So,
All right.
Very good. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
I'd like to give a quick reminder to invite residents to my upcoming Committed to Community Commissioners Communication Forum. That's going to be Tuesday, November 18th at the Heritage Building. That's located at 205 West Goodwin. The doors open at 5. I'll begin the forum around 5:30. This forum is designed to encourage open dialogue between myself and Precinct 3 residents, advancing clear communication and cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Other comments this morning in citizens' communication? Yes, sir. If you just come up and give us your name, please.
My name is John Wilson. Wilson's got 2 L's. I know Commissioner Garcia. We've had a brief conversation after a meeting. I own and operate a company called Noble Construction. I live out in DaCosta. And I've got a contract with the county to provide lime on an as-need basis. And I'm just trying to get an update on what's happening with that. I've been sitting by my phone waiting for a phone call and have yet to receive one. So I'm just trying to find out what's happening with that. It ends in the late spring of this next year. It was a 9-month contract. So I think it's the first year we've done this, and just want to get an update and introduce myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Mr.
you.
Wilson.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Other comments this morning in citizens' communication? I guess on the heels of Commissioner Martin's announcement, I'll also want to remind and invite the public to my next Coffee with the Judge event, which is this Thursday at 7:30 a.m. to 8:45 over at Bloom and Flower Coffee Shop. Representative Louderback will be there as my special guest. Should be a good crowd, good time, and the public is invited. Everyone is welcome. So we're planning to do that, and the more the merrier. So if your schedule allows, stop by. We'd love to see you. All right, moving on in the agenda this morning to item number 4. That is to consider approval of minutes and take appropriate action.
Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 5, consider approval of accounts payable and take appropriate action.
Accounts payable for October 27th, 2025 are $1,115,626.65. Supplemental payments are $65,049.79.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Michelle. Item 6 is to receive monthly and quarterly reports from various county officials and departments and take appropriate action.
Good morning. Today we have monthly reports from the county judge, county commissioners, precincts numbers 1 through 4, and the county treasurer.
Move to receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 8, consider approval of, oh, 7. 7 is to consider approval of bond forfeiture releases and take appropriate action.
We have none this morning.
Very good. Thank you, Heidi. Item 8 then is to consider approval of Citizens Medical Center interim vendor payments. We have the October 23rd memo from our hospital showing interim vendor payments in the amount of $330,738.98. And the ACH report on that same date totaled $4,284,731.99.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 9 is a special recognition this morning. That is to recognize Human Resources Director Gianni Cantu on having earned the Public Sector Human Resources Association Certified Professional Credential. This was something, I guess, was about a month ago, Gianni, but we have it on our agenda today, better late than never. This certification culminated in a comprehensive exam based on professional competency and experience in the field. 6 key areas: compliance, documentation and policy, recruitment and selection processes, classification and compensation, employee and labor relations, and performance management in the public sector, employee benefits programs, and HR information systems and data analysis. This is a significant credential that we definitely wanted to give appropriate recognition to. I know that you have the actual certificate down in your office this morning, Gianni. You've already gotten that. We don't have that for you, but we do wanted to congratulate you and say well done, and also get a picture with you down front here. We don't have a certificate to hold, but that's okay. We'll still take a picture and give appropriate recognition to this. Let's see here. And you can give a brief speech about the did I miss anything on the overall gist of it? Okay. Well, very well done. Let's scoot in here. Well done, Brian. Thank you. Let's give her a round of applause.
I will just take this opportunity to give an update. As a reminder, I should have come up during citizens communication, but it is open enrollment this period, so if you have not already scheduled an appointment with one of our,
I have to come down and see you. This is correct, yes. I know, you were looking at me the whole time.
no. Didn't even call you out, Commissioner. So it is open enrollment for our employees that may be listening or on board, or retirees that are listening as well. This week through Friday will be the opportunity to enroll. It is an active enrollment, so you do have to go in and either decline coverage or elect coverage, because nothing will just kind of roll over. So we will need people to do that.
Thank you again.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Gianni.
Congratulations.
All right. Moving right along in the agenda to item number 10, that is to receive for the record a fully executed TxDOT state assisted, should that be assistance? Assisted Airport Development Grant Agreement, TxDOT project number 2613 VICTR in the amount of $2,777,778 for the Victoria Regional Airport. Hello again, Lenny.
Hello, Judge. Hello, Commissioners again. This is a grant that you guys approved not too long ago. It finally was signed by the TxDOT Director, TxDOT Aviation Director, and it's for you guys to receive. This is for the terminal design.
Awesome.
Excellent. While you're up here, Lenny, can you give us a quick update on the parking lot and then the grant, so the application process for the terminal?
Bless you.
Has
So-
that opened just now, or we're still
No,
waiting on
we're
that?
waiting for
Still
the-
waiting on that.
We're waiting for the
Okay.
government to reopen.
That's true. That's true.
So-
That's true.
Yeah, so I imagine it was pretty close to getting released, and with the closure of the government, it's probably gonna be, optimistically, maybe December. I hope that they do it, in November if the government reopens.
Makes sense. Okay,
And
okay.
as far
And
as
then the
Terminal, all the parking lots are done, striped and ready to go.
Awesome.
People have already parked on them, they're almost full, and we still have some cars in the grass, and we're just waiting for one little part of the project that it's a culvert that is gonna go under one of the roads there. But the materials that, were ordered for that particular, part of the project, were at the time like 6 weeks, to be, delivered. So they should be here probably in the next week or two.
Okay.
So that will be the last part of the project, but the parking lots themselves are complete.
All right.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Look very nice.
A much-needed project that's now finished, so excellent. Thank you, Lenny.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it.
Move to receive.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to receive. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved.
Judge, I think it's fair to mention that that does have a 10% match.
The terminal grant?
What I'm looking at is 277,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir. The grant itself is $2.5 million. With the 10%, it becomes a $2.77 million.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner. All right, item number 11 is to consider approval of resolution number 2025-095 for a donation of labor and materials valued at $21,283.30 from the Victoria County Navigation District for the installation of fencing at the Bloomington Little League fields and take appropriate action. I guess this is on our agenda, Commissioner Garcia, because we
So
own those Little League fields.
We own the property, Judge, and so, the Navigation District has graciously agreed to rebuild and, fund that project for the folks that are trying to rebuild the Little League field. And so we will accept the donation of $21,283.30. Move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on that. Commissioner, can you, so the Little League organization, they went inactive down there and now they are,
They reactivated their, I guess, charter.
Yeah, probably.
And so they're rebuilding the field, trying to get Little League started again. A lot of work has been done. In 1985, the property was deeded to Victoria County. I don't know why, but we own it. And so the agreement has to be between us, the Victoria County, and the Victoria County Navigation District. We will accept the donation on behalf of the Bloomington Little League.
excellent. Well, and I know that you are often resistant to take credit for many things over there, Commissioner, but I know you've been very involved in that, as with many of the steps forward in Bloomington, and this is another step forward for that community, so well done.
It is.
Thank you.
Elroy Alex has been instrumental in kind of putting everything together, kind of in between me and the Navigation District.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the Navigation District for that and for your work on that, Commissioner. So I believe we had a motion and a second. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item number 12 is to consider the following for the Victoria County Sheriff's Office and take appropriate action. A, pursuant to Texas Local Government Code 262.024A2, grant a discretionary bid exemption for continued use of Celebrite software for use of an item necessary to preserve or protect the public health and safety of the residents of the county. B, approve annual online pro agreement. And C, approve, however that's pronounced, limited unlocks subscription. Good morning, Sheriff.
Good morning. This is some equipment we've had for quite a few years now, just a renewal of it.
Very good. Well, that is simple enough. And let's see, did we talk about this a couple weeks ago, the software?
Not this software.
That was
That was some different software.
Okay,
This helps us on our forensic stuff, getting into some of the phones and stuff for search warrants.
gotcha. Okay, very good. So with a motion to approve A through C, it would be granting the discretionary bid exemption and then approving those two items below, B and C.
Move to approve A through C.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you very much, sir.
Item 13 is to consider approval of the following Texas Indigent Defense Commission grant awards for the Crossroads Defenders Regional Public Defender's Office. A, fiscal year 26 continued improvement grant, and B, fiscal year 26 improvement grant supplemental funding. Welcome back, Robin.
Hello. So, Mr. Watson was unavailable to join us this morning. They're in court in Refugio. So, the first grant that we're going to discuss is just the basic improvement grant. That's our annual allocation. Grant funds will provide 2.7 million of the overall 3.6 plus million dollars in the actual budget. The match portion will be split between the counties proportionally as usual. So there's not much change in that. The second one, Brian did work on a supplemental grant for this year, and there is going to be an additional $88,497. That's going to give some additional travel and training, equipment and supplies, and direct operating cost to the PDO for this year.
There's no match for that.
No, sir, there is no match for the second part.
Excellent.
Robin, when you say proportionately split, does that mean evenly split? Or
On
No.
caseload.
just depending on,
The judge probably has a better, more clear explanation than I can give you. on
Yeah,
that.
it should be based on caseload is generally how the
That is
grant dollars, and then the local match is a
Okay.
percentage of
Yeah,
cases.
so
I think we're about 66%
Yeah, that makes sense.
thereabouts.
I think that sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how that's divvied out.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
All right, do we have a motion to approve 13A and B?
So move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Thank you, Robin. Okay, next is item number 14. Consider approval of request to terminate Department of State Health Services Zoonosis Control Animal Friendly Spay and Neuter Grant contract and take appropriate action.
So this is a new one.
Okay.
So, we typically look at, benefit cost analysis on grants and what our department's able to meet, requirements, documentation, things of that nature. How much money are we getting? What kind of staff time is involved? And so this was something that we haven't done in a while since Animal Services has become their own department and not under the health department. The documentation has gotten substantially even more cumbersome. So I didn't reprint the paper. I gave it to Mark when he went to talk to someone about the difference. So if you saw the paperwork, $9,700 for spay and neuter cost was a stack of paper this big for the contract. And then there was another contract for $19,700, and it was 7 pages. So when you start to look at the requirements, the staffing needs, so typically, we were at a very busy time when we accepted the award. Typically, we would have probably looked into that a little bit more. So we did assess with Mark, sit down, talk about, were they able to do this kind of documentation, and decided that it was worth asking to terminate, and the state said there would be no penalty to do so. So I'm gonna let Mark talk a little bit more about, I think he is also involved in some committees and stuff that are trying to give the state already, pre this grant, say, hey, we're unable to meet these qualifications, can we look at doing something different?
Yeah, so just to speak to it, I obviously talked to the judge about this beforehand. It was 244 pages of the contract. The 25 pages of reporting requirements were quarterly reporting requirements. Even if we spend all the money within the first month, which we probably would, we're looking at about $100 per dog for spay. And with $9,700, that's not very many animals. We asked for 20,000. This has been a problem nationally and I'm on a national grant group in animal welfare, trying to help municipalities and stuff get grants and get grantors to lower their standards a little bit. And the state of Texas complained that they had too much money in this fund. It's a pet-friendly license plate fund. And within the last 2 years, they've made the reporting on it much more stringent and the requirements for those who can get it even tighter. So what used to be you brought in your driver's license, you hit a certain age, or you're a veteran, and it was super easy to get that animal, get it in and get it spayed. Now it's 2 pages. We have to actually do some background check. We have to do financials on them. I don't have the staffing for it. I have 1 clerk, 1 adoption counselor, myself in the office. That's just it. We're unable to meet that demand. And again, this load wasn't understood when we applied for it because they've changed the qualification for it. And they also warned us all that they're going to be doing audits on it on a much more regular basis because it was misused in the past. So again, this, as to quote the judge, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze. So with that being said, I did report this to this national group I'm on, and I now have another possible avenue to get even more spay and neuter done, which will not cost us anything. So the hope is that because of this situation, we're going to end up in an even better situation than we were before. But again, you see, you know, with the complaints about the loose dogs and everything else, the last thing I need is to have a huge lift on trying to report stuff that's really not of high value to the community even. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
appreciate it.
Not every grant is worth pursuing, and this one certainly was not worth didn't justify the time and effort, so.
And like the Robin said, normally we look at these, we had another grant that I applied for a bunch of money, and, you know, we sat down and looked at what the reporting was, requirements were gonna be, and we just said, no, it's not worth it. So this one, we didn't know, you know, the changes of the recording since the last time we did it, the reporting, I mean, is substantial, so we would have caught it earlier, we wouldn't have even applied.
Okay.
It's a good lesson learned.
Right.
Very good. Well, do we have a motion to approve that request to terminate?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 15 is to consider approval of a system data use agreement with the Texas Health and Human Services Commission for the Victoria County Public Health Department Women, Infants, and Children, WIC grant, and take appropriate action. David and, let's see, Sam were not able to be here. They did send me a memo on that. Is that already? Okay, that's the same thing I've got. So you've already seen that.
Right.
Even though they're not here, we've got a memo explaining the use of that and recommending the approval of this data use agreement.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. Item 16. Discuss and consider the following plan options through Bay Bridge Administrators for retiree Medicare supplement coverage effective January 1, 2026, and take appropriate action. A, Hartford Insurance. B, United American. Hello
So-
again, Gianni.
Hi, good morning. Just to give you an update, we can actually pass on this item. I'll bring some documents back to you guys in the next week or so. We are going to take this to the insurance committee as well on November the 3rd, and then we'll bring it back to you. But just to let everyone know, so the county provides retiree insurance for retirees over the age of 65. We provide them a Medicare supplement. I have learned since the last time we spoke about this that we're required to do that under actual local government code, chapter 152, I believe, something like that. But our current product is under Hartford Insurance. They are proposing what I would consider significant increase, especially for retirees on a fixed income. So we have been working with Walker and Associates to shop that and find a product that's comparable but much less expensive. We do think we've narrowed it down. We went ahead and reviewed the two on your screen plus TAC. We met with TAC last week because they offer a comparable offering. But as I mentioned, we're going to bring all that detail to the insurance committee on November 3rd, and then we'll bring their recommendation to the court after that.
Okay, so we can pass on 16.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yep. just
Thank you, Gianni. Well, then we will pass on 16 and move to item number 17, which is to consider approval of payment application number 17 to Forney Construction LLC in connection with the Citizens Medical Center Intensive Care Unit addition and renovation project, and take appropriate action. This we'll continue to get these until we finish that up, which is expected to, I believe, that's still a little bit after the new year. We'll have that finally completed, so we are on the cusp of finishing that much-needed project. And then the amount of this payment, $1,264,818.32.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. All right, we have made good time this morning. Our next item is going to be a closed session. We will go ahead and move to that item now. We may have some, wait. Madison, personnel changes and budget amendments, do we expect those after closed session?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Okay.
Okay. So, after we come out of closed session, we do expect some action on those two items. But for now, we will go into closed session to discuss personnel in various departments. The time is 10:43 a.m. Appreciate everybody's attendance. You're welcome to wait outside if you'd like. All right, we are coming out of closed session at 11:26 a.m. Pursuant to VTCA Government Code 5501-102, return to open meeting and take any action deemed necessary. We'll move to item number 20, and actually, there are no personnel changes, so we will bypass that and go to 21, which is to receive for the record discretionary fund budget amendments. There is one from the Criminal District Attorney's Contraband Forfeiture Fund. Looks like a transfer of $5,000 within that fund for training and travel. Do we have a motion to receive
Move to
that?
receive.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And item number 22 is to consider approval of 2025 budget amendments and take appropriate action.
Move for
Is-
approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approval?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion approved. And with that, am I missing anything? Anything else for the good of the cause? All right. Well, we will stand adjourned and see everybody back here next week.